Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna try to puzzle together a three-piece watch collection for under $500. Now, $500 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's a pretty good chunk of change. And I think for that amount, you can get a really nice watch collection going. So let's get started. So what are the three watches that we will need for our mini collection? I think every collection needs at least one diver. So of course we'll have a diver in the collection. The second watch is going to be a dress watch because every man would need at least one dress watch in their collection for more formal occasions. You're not going to wear your diver everywhere, even though I know James Bond wore his Omega Seamaster, but you're not sponsored by Omega, so you will need a dress watch. And number three, we will need kind of a fun watch, more outrageous watch, if you will. And for this video, I'm going to use a chronograph because I believe that everyone needs at least one chronograph in their collection. Unfortunately, in this price point, we can't expect a mechanical chronograph, so a quartz chronograph will have to do. If I was a very conservative watch YouTube reviewer, I would suggest you go all Japanese. There's Seiko, there's Orient, and there's Citizen. The three kings of Japanese watches and are kings in this price category of under $200. They have some amazing options, and of course for the diver, there is the Seiko SKX, a very legendary watch. Every YouTube channel that reviews watches has at least one review of this watch, including myself. I love the one in my collection. I have a very special connection with this watch, and I believe that pretty much every watch collector out there should at least experience this watch. Maybe you don't need to own it, but maybe borrow it from somebody, have it in your hands, try it on, just to see what all this buzz is about. I love the Jubilee bracelet. Sure, the movement is a bit outdated, doesn't have hacking, doesn't have hand winding, but it is a great option. If you wanted something with a little bit of an updated movement, you go with an Orient Mako 2 or Orient Ray 2. And again, I reviewed an Orient Mako 2. It's one of the watches in my personal collection. Now this one can be picked up for around $150 US. Amazing price point. You get some great finishes at this price point. No sapphire crystal, unfortunately, but you do get that F69 movement, which is hacking and hand winding. The watch looks fantastic, especially if you go for the black version, because it can go with anything. The second watch I would suggest, if I was a conservative watch reviewer, for the dress watch, I would suggest you go with an Orient Bambino or Seiko SNK, one of the Seiko 5 series. One of my favorites is the Seiko SNK K71. Of course, I did a review of this watch. I picked mine up for about $50, but you can find them on eBay and on Amazon for around $70 to $100 all day long. And I will leave some links in the description below. An Orient Bambino, again, an amazing dress watch, can be picked up for around $120, $130. Great option. Japanese movement, of course, has that either Seiko or Orient name, so both would be fantastic options. Now for the third watch, the wildcard watch, the chronograph, I would suggest you go with one of the Citizen Eco Drive chronographs. They have so many different options. This one here is my favorite with the red. There's of course the blue dial as well. Right now they're on sale at $200. Fantastic option. Or this one here is another great option. Comes on a leather strap instead of the stainless steel bracelet. Has a nice diver style bezel. A really cool watch. Alarm function included. And it's of course eco drive, so the battery will last you forever. Or there's this one here. This one is not an eco drive movement, but look at how beautiful this watch is, and it's only $160 US, which is fantastic. I like watches with white dials, especially with these dark accents. Really cool watch. So there are so many great options for Citizen in terms of eco drive or just regular quartz movement chronograph options out there. So that would be my three-piece watch collection for under $500 if I were a conservative watch reviewer. The Seiko SKX, if you want to go with the $200 diver, or if you want to spend less money on a diver, you would go with the Orient Mako 2 or an Orient Ray 2. For the dress watch, again, depending on how much money you want to spend, you would either go with the Orient Bambino, and there are so many different versions. There's the version 1, there's the version 2, 3, and 4, depending on your preference, depending on your budget. Or you would go for something less expensive like a Seiko 5 series, like the Seiko SNK series. And again, so many great options, so many affordable options at this price point. And finally, the Citizen for the chronograph. Again, great option. So many different price points, so many different dial variations to choose from. So you will have no shortage in terms of the choice for Citizen chronographs. So I said that would be my ideal watch collection if I were a conservative watch reviewer. However, I am not. And if you follow the YouTube channel for a while, you know that I like to think a little out of the box. I like to take more risks. So this would be my personal ideal watch collection for under $500. Number one would be the diver, and I would recommend you go with the Phoibos Reef Master. It's a fantastic watch. If you wanted a bit of an homage, you can go with this Tisell Submersible or Tisell Marine Diver. Both are Rolex Submariner homage watches, and again, I reviewed both of these on my channel. Either you go with the Phoibos Reef Master, which has the Seiko NH35 automatic movement, just a fantastic watch for the money. The finishes are great. The only downside is that it doesn't come on a stainless steel bracelet. It does come on a rubber strap and a leather strap. So that's the bit of a downside, but what it has over the Seiko SKX and what it has over the Orient Mako 2 or Orient Ray 2 is the fact that it does have a sapphire crystal. Now, if you're gonna have a three-piece watch collection, this is gonna be our beater watch. The diver watch is going to be the beater watch, and for that price point, I want my beater watch to have a sapphire crystal. I don't want to worry about it when I take it to the beach or when I go hiking with it or when I go to the gym. I don't want to worry about the scratches on the crystal, so sapphire is the way to go. If you went with the homage option, if you want the Tisell Submersible or the Tisell Marine Diver option, then you would also get the high beat movement, the Miyota 9015 or 90S5, depending on which one of the two you go for. You would also get the ceramic bezel. So for $220 for either a Phoibos Reef Master or the Tisell homages, you can't go wrong with these type of divers. So that would be my suggestion for the divers. Second, we need our dress watch. Now, for me personally, in my lifestyle, I don't usually wear dress watches that often. So this would be the watch that I would spend the least amount of money on. I would go for either a Guanqin or for a Star King. Both of these watches I have reviewed on the channel. Please look back at the videos. So the Guanqin has the Seiko NH36 movement. Some of the watches come with the Miyota 8 series movement. Either way, it's a great movement. They also come with the sapphire crystal, and both can be had for around $50, which is a fantastic deal for a dress watch. The Star King has an in-house movement. It looks great. Again, has that sapphire crystal stainless steel case. Put both on a nice leather strap and you have a fantastic dress watch for around $50 for those formal occasions. Both are slim, so they will slide under the cuff. Out of the two, I think the Star King would be the better dress watch just because it has a smaller profile. However, if you have large wrists, the Guanqin is a perfect option. So let's recap. So far we have two diver options at around $220 US. We have our dress watch options at around $50. So altogether that's around $270. So we still have about $230 to play with. So what would be my out of the box suggestion for the watch here? So if you were a little bit more conservative, you would go with something like a Seiko Recraft quartz watch. There are a few different options to choose from. They're all around $200. I'll leave some links for the Amazon pages, and these watches are absolutely beautiful. You can get one either on a stainless steel bracelet, although don't expect too much from this bracelet, or you can even get one on a NATO strap, and either option you go for, they look fantastic and they can be had for around $200. If you're a bit of a risk taker, you can even go on eBay and look at the vintage watch market. There are some great deals to be had, and if you wanted a chronograph, if you look hard enough and long enough, you can find some pretty good chronographs for around $200. Sure, they will have basic pin style chronograph movements, but there will still be chronographs, and I bought actually 2 of those. I bought one, the Semir chronograph, and I bought another one that's a Chateau chronograph. Both were around 150 bucks. I actually even bought a Seiko, the 6139 series, and that one was around 150 US dollars. If you're curious about how to buy watches on eBay, I actually just did a video about that. I'll link it in the description below if you want to check it out, to mediate some of that risk of buying a vintage watch on eBay. But there are some great options to be had. So that would be my suggestion for the third watch. Either go for one of the Seiko Recraft series chronographs, or maybe take a bit more risk and go on eBay and hunt for a nice vintage watch. All right, so there you go. Those were my suggestions for a perfect 3-piece watch collection. Now you have to choose whether you are a more conservative watch collector and want to go the Japanese watches route, or are you more curious about some of the Chinese watches and want to explore more and want to take more risks. To be honest, if you buy from Tisell or Phoibos, the risks are not that great. The only risks really is buying with the Star King and Guanqin. These are the watches that sometimes quality control issues are not in our favor as customers. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what would be your perfect 3-piece watch collection for under $500. I know there's so many different options, and I bet there are going to be people in the comment section saying, I can't believe you didn't say this watch, I can't believe you didn't say that watch. So leave your suggestions in the comment section below. I always enjoy reading your comments. By the way, today on my wrist, speaking of Phoibos, I have my Phoibos PY007C, a Rolex Submariner homage watch. This one is a little bit more expensive. It's priced at around $300, and of course I have a full review available on the channel. Also, in the description of this video, there is a secret link. Check it out. I think you'll like this one. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun, and I will see you guys next time.